Hey guys, Greg with Planet Green Zen, and thank you for joining my channel. Now I have a special treat for you guys today, but before we jump into that, if you guys have never been to the channel before, what I tend to do is just inspire the world in 5 main areas of life. And those are mentally, physically, spiritually, financially, and socially, because I truly believe that if we all had a holistic yin-yang balance of each one of these areas of life, we would actually live in world peace and we would eliminate hunger, poverty, famine, disease, famine, and we'll be able to live world peace, healthy, wealthy together and abundantly, and be able to travel the world wherever we want, be able to experience the foods and cultures around this entire planet like we're meant to do, all as one human unit. So if you guys believe in that message, go ahead and like this video, subscribe, share, comment below, and let me know your feedback, and let's get into it. Alrighty guys, so I did tell you that I had a special treat for you today. So I'm actually here with Gabby. She is an amazing person. We actually met at a local mastermind meetup, and like I told you guys, your net worth is determined upon your network. So it's always good to just connect with people, bounce off ideas off of each other, because you just never know who you're going to meet, connect with, and where that relationship can go. So without further ado, I want to actually let Gabby introduce, tell you a little bit about herself, but just so you know, she's in insurance, and she's just really great. She's really good at manifesting things into reality. I'll let her give you some of those examples, but I want to kind of turn it to her and just let her tell you a little bit about herself. So, how are you doing today, Gabby?
I am doing well, thank you.
You're
And I
welcome.
am so honored that he asked me to do an interview for his channel. So let's start off with a little bit about myself. Let me think where's a good place to start. I'll just start as soon as I can remember.
Okay.
So I grew up in Texas, so I was born there. And then I moved to Arizona when I was a young girl. And then I was a really, really good kid until I hit my teenage years.
Okay.
And I really started to hang out with the wrong crowd. I started making very poor decisions, got involved in drinking, party activities, doing drugs, just really, truly hanging out with the wrong people. And so I dropped out of high school. I was extremely smart, but I dropped out of high school just thinking, I don't need to do this. Like, I'm too cool for this. I just want to party. I just want to drink. At the time, I was waitressing, so I thought I had enough money, which I didn't. Because I was so young, I was one of the only one of my friends who had their own money. That's how we could pay for our drinking. And so I continued to go down this bad path for about 2.5 years. And then I really just took a step back. It's because I met someone who was in her 30s who also dropped out of high school. 3 kids, we drink together all the time. And no shame or shade to her, but I thought, I don't want to be like that. I don't want to be stuck in a position mentally and financially and not be able to support myself and not be able to support kids. So then it's just like, literally, I snapped out of it. I just snapped out of it, and I started going back to community college, really focused. I'd wake up early to go to tutoring, and then I found myself at ASU. And there were times when I was like, how did I get here? How did a high school dropout who was so focused on drinking and partying get here? And I just kept working through it. And it was actually during college, I hit one of the hardest downturns of my life, even harder than dropping out of school and harder than having to overcome this light addiction to alcohol, is I lost my dad. And he was like my cheerleader. Even when I made all these poor decisions, he always loved me and was just there to support me. And I lost that. So I was working part-time so I could go to ASU full-time. Didn't have a lot of money, got down to $15 in my bank account. And I would just sometimes cry at night. If I'm being honest, a lot, because I miss my dad a lot. And even through those tears, I would just be praying, grateful. Just so grateful I have my own apartment. I am going to school. I have a part-time job that I actually love. And I just knew that even through that really difficult time, it was going to work for me. It was all working for me. And then fast forward to today, I finished my undergrad at Arizona State University. I actually, I graduated with a Bachelor of Science in Mathematics. So like I said, it was very difficult, but I was determined. And I would spend the night at the library. All I did was work, school, and work out. So I finished that, and then fast forward to today, I work at a company that I love, so I'm a contract analyst, insurance company, that mail that probably most of you don't read, I'm the one editing that. So whether that's changing the language or taking something out or something isn't formatted correctly, those are the documents that I'm touching. So now whenever you do look at your policy, you can think of me and think of all the hard work that went behind that.
That's all I heard, guys. So don't throw that bill away anymore, okay? You get it? Say, hey, Gabby actually puts it together. She put her a lot of work into it, so I'm going to read it and see if maybe, hey, you never know, it might can help you out.
Yes, and please, I encourage you to understand your insurance policy. If you don't, call up your agent or call up your insurance company. Just that way you know how you're protected and you truly have that peace of mind.
Awesome, thank you for that. Yeah, so you guys, I just want to let you know that, and that was just a snippet of her story, like her life story in 5 minutes or however long we've been recording. And I just want to, again, inspire you guys to, no matter where you start off, because no one has a perfect life. That doesn't exist. You watch like Smallville, Pleasantville, you guys seen that movie before, black, white movie, didn't turn to color. No one has that life where everything's just perfect. A lot of us actually go on social media and we look through other people to try and live our lives through them, and we get depressed and sad because it's like, why isn't my life like that? Why do I have to have mess ups or family members that are in jail? We all probably have those too, but I just want to let you guys know we all are real humans. We all have lives, but it doesn't have to stop you from accomplishing your dreams and your greatness. You can, again, it actually helps motivate you to become a better person because it's letting you know, okay, this is where I was, but I don't have to continue to stay here. I can work hard, I can stay focused, and develop a mindset of abundance, and then you can attract what you need into your life. So I just want you guys to remember that. All right, so next question I have for you, Gabby, is, so like with what you're doing currently, what is your personal like mission statement and what are you trying to accomplish?
So I'm very fortunate. I work at one of the big leaders in the insurance arena, and I believe in this company. We recently did a workshop called Energy for Life. And I've always known my purpose was to serve other people. It gives me so much joy. I feel fulfilled knowing I can help, rather that's give you advice or just be there to listen or come over to your house to help you clean or move, or you went through something, let me make you a meal. Whatever it is, I love to serve people. But I had never formulated like an actual mission statement.
Okay.
And that's what this workshop had us do. So it was just an amazing experience. So my mission statement is to be so grateful for my abundant life that I am then empowered as a fearless leader to positively impact every life that I touch.
Wow, that's amazing, guys. I love it. And even just to be a part of an organization that actually invests in their people to help you develop your personal goals, your mission statement, so that you can actually go help other people out, guys. So that's actually, again, I encourage all of you to not just, again, like I always talk about, don't just work a mundane job doing a hamster wheel type of life. Find some, whether it's your own personal business or if you do work for a great company or organization, you just want to find something that fits in your life that you actually can grow with and help other people. It makes you excited. You know, you wake up every day excited to do what you do and not dread it. Oh man, I have to go into the office and clock in and just, you know, like there's a saying that says making the donuts every day where you just do the same thing over and over and just no change, you know, challenging yourself to grow to the next level. So I want you guys to just find your passion and actually work that. Now, actually, how did you get into the field you're in? How did you get into being a contract analyst?
So I was always very good at math, very, very good at math. Even when I was in high school, partying, drinking, I just excelled. Like I finished all the calculus courses they offered by the time I was a junior, and when I was a senior, there was literally just no math classes for me to take at high school. So I always excelled in that. And I thought...
Sorry, let me go really quickly, guys. Now, I want you to hear what she said. It doesn't mean that she was really good even when she was drinking. She was good at math. I don't mean to go out there and start drinking. If you don't like math now, maybe if I drink, I'll be good at math. That's not what she's saying. So I want you guys to clarify that.
Yeah, definitely that's not what I'm saying. But through that, I would reach out to my math teachers and be like, what do I do with this skill? Like, well, you could be an actuary. I'm like, what the heck is an actuary? I've never heard of that, and I don't know anybody who's ever spoke of that profession. Actuaries are statisticians, and they are the ones who get all that data and come up with pricing models. So they can also just predict the risk. It's very, very intense. It's very, very difficult. So that's why I went to school for mathematics. However, it was during that time, going through these extremely difficult math courses, that I started to realize, I don't think I want to do this every day. I would not be fulfilled models. Like, this does not feed my spirit. It doesn't feed my soul. So I knew I wanted to work in insurance. Like, that was my plan going into college, and that was my first part-time job. I would sell insurance part-time in the morning at 4 o'clock in the morning, and then right after go to school. So through that, though, I really fell in love with insurance as a whole. I have been able to create a great network. I get to work on myself. Like I said, I just went to this Energy for Life workshop where it was all about me as a person. It had nothing to do with my actual job, but just about me as a person. There's so many different areas of responsibility that, for me, it really excited me because it let me know, okay, well, I'm trying this, but I know if I don't like it, I can do something else. I also know I have a larger audience now. So I'm very passionate about spreading wisdom and helping others. Now I have all these different people that I can help. And I do that on the side. Recently, somebody reached out to me just asking me to sit with them to do a mock interview because they have another job that they're going for. So again, this has nothing to do with the company I work at or in my department, but now I can reach more people.
Good.
Serving them.
Awesome. That's great, guys. So again, I will definitely have Gabby's information in the description below later, so you guys can connect with her directly as well. She's very inspirational and just makes me excited to keep doing what I'm doing. When I hear her speaking, it's like, wow, it's like a book, hearing a book, like a real book. Okay, so next question I have for you is, why do you think that most people never pursue their dreams or goals? Like, they kind of let those die. Why do you think that is with most people?
I think there's many layers to it, and I'll touch just a few right now.
Okay.
I'm going to start off with your environment. A lot of times you'll let what people around you say limit you. You'll let that be your cap. It'll become your ceiling, and you will believe that ceiling is not breakable. Well, let me tell you, you can break through that glass ceiling. So the people you hang out with has a lot to do with why people won't reach after their dreams. It's happened to me where I would tell some of my old friends, I want to do this, or I want to, let's just make it personal. I'm going to have a loving relationship, and I'm going to have a successful marriage. And some of my friends would be like, sure you are. Like, did you know the divorce rate is blah, 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 blah? And I was like, yeah. So, if that divorce rate has nothing to do with me, I would tell them my financial goals, and they would laugh at me. They would be laughing at me, and I'm like, this is my dream, why are you laughing at me? Because they just couldn't even believe it. It was so far out of their reach and just not part of their mindset that if I wasn't strong enough, I would start believing what they're saying. I would start believing, maybe I am crazy for wanting a good life. Maybe I am crazy for wanting a good family and wanting to help people, being able to finance my dreams and finance other people's dreams if I can. So who you hang out with is part of why some people don't really go after their dreams, because their environment is telling you your dream is crazy. Well, it's not crazy. And there's a reason why you have that in your heart, and go with it. Like, really listen to it. And if your friends are telling you that it's crazy, you're just hanging out with the wrong friends. That's really what the issue is. Another issue would be failure. Like I said, I had some failure, some big time failure. I'll open up, I'm 26 years old. I feel like for being 26, I have a lot more failure than I ever would have expected for my entire life, let alone at this age. But I've really learned to look at failure as a positive. I never go into a situation thinking I'm just going to fail at this, but I know that if I do, it's okay. So I spoke about how I didn't finish high school, and that could easily be looked at as I'm a failure, I'm a loser, whatever it is people want to label it as. But really, because I didn't have that education, now I'm so passionate about education. And I'm not just talking about college. I mean, I'm so passionate about reading. I'm so passionate about learning how to do things from YouTube. I learned how to do makeup from YouTube, and I used to work at MAC Cosmetics. Just from YouTube, like, I'm passionate about listening to podcasts, or even do a certificate program at a university, or boot camps, or reaching out to somebody who you know is a master at it, or even just slightly better than you. I'm so passionate about education because I know what it's like to not have one. because I know what it feels like to fail out of pursuing one. So we have your environment, we have failure, to really learn to embrace failure, and just know it's part of the journey. If you can brace yourself for that impact, you will be able to handle it better. Think of Simon Insurance, when you get into a car accident and you get all stiff, right? Because you can feel an accident's about to happen, you can actually injure yourself much more severely than if you were to brace for it and be more relaxed. So when you know it's coming, you can recover sooner, you can recover faster. So I always say I welcome failure. Another example is right when I graduated college, I was like, I'm gonna make so much money. I just went through all this. Yeah, exactly. And I was like, I just went through all of this school and all those sleepless nights and all the tears and the final exams and the just horrific classes I had to take. I'm gonna make so much money with all this new knowledge. Well, that's not exactly what happened. And I'm sure we've done that before where we think, this is it, this is it. Well, sometimes it's not it, and you have to trust God's timing or the universe's timing. So, I prepared for this interview. I thought, man, this is it. This is my time. I'm about to reap the fruits of my labor. Well, I didn't get it. And I just remember crying as soon as the recruiter called me and told me, hey, you just weren't the best candidate. We're interested in you, but for other positions. And I was just so disappointed in myself. I was like, how could I bounce back and still not make it? How can I go through all this and still not make it? Well, what ended up happening is now when I apply to do something, I am fearless. Because I'm like, you know what? I really went for something, I didn't get it, but I'm still here, I'm still alive. My spirit is still full of joy and gratitude. It didn't stop me. It certainly didn't kill me. So through that failure, I've just become so confident and fearless. So I'm like, I'm going to apply for it, and if I get it, hell yeah. If I don't get it, all right, what did I learn? What can I do differently? And what better opportunity is waiting for me?
Wow. I really hope you guys are taking notes. Like, you hear this wealth of knowledge over here. A couple quick things, kind of recap on what Gabby said. It's regarding your environment and fear of failure. Now, you guys can check back at some of my archived videos where I talk about failure in your environment, because that is really critical, to where I always bring up the crabs in a bucket type of analogy, to where you guys, if you guys know that analogy, or look up crabs in a bucket on YouTube, you see there's a bucket full of crabs. One crab finds the way out, finds the light, it starts to climb up, and then what happens? Everyone grabs it and pulls it back down so we can stay comfortable in that same type of environment. And a lot of us, we deal with that with our families and friends, to where, again, they're negative, they have their opinions about what we're trying to do, and we pursue something outside of that standard box, because again, you gotta remember, a lot of us are programmed to kind of just think one way. So if someone says something that's outside of that, it's uncomfortable, it's weird, so again, we get laughed at, teased, get made fun of, say, oh, you can't do that, I tried that, it's not gonna work. You see the statistics on that? But again, when you push through that resistance like a rocket ship that's going into space, it uses millions of gallons of thrust, and you know how much force that is going through gravity, but then once you get into space, you literally take no effort to keep going forever. You just get a little bit of boost or thrust, and you can just keep going forever after you kind of go through that resistance. So again, to make sure your environment is filled with people who have similar mindsets to you, similar goals, like-minded people, and then just like Gabby said, like I tell you guys as well, you see like minds attract, and she's saying the same thing that I say on these videos, to where you're going to educate yourself, put yourself around like-minded people. Instead of listening to just random music in your car, listen to like a podcast or some type of, turn your car into a mobile university, so you can fill your mind with knowledge and wisdom, and then go around people who are similar, mastermind, connect with them, and then you will start to accomplish goals and start to check things off of your bucket list. So just remember that. So it's very powerful.
And to go off of that, right? In my car, I hardly listen to music. It's an interview. It's I'll have something on YouTube. I won't be watching it. I'll have my eyes on the road.
Same here.
But I can hear it, or like I said, I have a podcast that I listen to, and I'll re-listen to the same one multiple times, depending how much I liked it, depending on how much I resonate with it, or how much I need to hear it and learn it. But this is important because if you think back, a long, long time ago, different tribes would chant, right? And even in meditation, there's different types types of meditation where you are chanting the entire time. That's because when you hear something over and over and over again, it really becomes part of you. It becomes part of your spirit and part of your soul, and you believe it, or you listen to it, or you do it. So if all you're doing is filling up on songs about, I don't know, hoes, or songs about
doing drugs or
Percocets, like whatever, boats, cool cars. Like, yeah, cool cars are great, boats are cool. But then you just start focusing on that. And I've got to tell you, that's not the point of life. The point of life is not to have cool cars and a boat. The point of life is not to party with hoes or whatever it is they're singing about in rap music these days, or pop music, or whatever it may be. So it just is so important what you listen to, as well as what you watch. We spoke about Instagram a little bit earlier. Like, I used to use my Instagram in a way that was not productive. So I would follow people and pages and look and only feel bad about myself. And I would just be comparing myself. So I actually deleted all social media for about 2 to 3 years because it was so unhealthy for me, where I was constantly looking at all of these things and like girls whose bodies I just naturally would never look like, or things that were just so not in alignment with my purpose. I had to get rid of it. And I did for years. And I noticed I wasn't getting invited to many places because people couldn't reach out to me as easily. So now that I'm back on social media, I'm so mindful with it. I'm so mindful. If it's going to have a negative effect on me, I'm not going to follow that page or interact with that person. Because what I see is just as important as what I hear. So I just wanted to touch on that.
No, thank you for doing it. Again, guys, same here. If you are on my social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, you look at the posts. It's nothing but positivity or just volunteer events. So again, so just listen to her. Take some notes, guys. If you want to replay this, it's gonna, as many times as you need. Just take some notes. And I kind of want to touch on something you already mentioned it prior in a prior question, but it's a little bit more in depth. What are your thoughts on other people's opinions when someone's trying to pursue their goals or greatness? Let's focus on like the negative part, because you might say, oh, you're good, keep going, but what about the ones that really get you like, oh, should I do this or not? Like people's opinions, like the negative ones when it comes to pursuing something outside of the box or greatness. If people who are viewing today, what type of advice or inspiration would you give them when it comes to like people's, their family and friends' opinions, like a negative opinion if they're pursuing something outside of the box or greatness?
What I have to say is, I remember when I first learned how to use a computer, it was like this big, huge box, and it couldn't do very much. And when people had the idea of creating a sleek computer that can do everything, because when somebody thought the idea of the internet, the feedback was, that's never going to work. That is never going to work. It's impossible. Just things like that. Like, think of your iPhone. Like, how many times did Steve Jobs get turned down? Because people would give him feedback of like, that's not going to happen. That's not what the people want. Well, that is what the people wanted, because plenty of people have iPhones right now. So whenever you do receive negative opinions, you have to really consider the source and where are they coming from and why. Are they giving you that negative opinion because they are inexperienced and they truly just don't understand? Or is it actually constructive criticism where they've been in that place and they're trying to save you from making a mistake? So that's something I really learned. For example, I'm more in the business world. If I'm talking to somebody and they have no idea what it's like to work in corporate America, I may not take their advice to heart. I might listen to what they have to say, respect their opinion, but not necessarily change what I'm going to do. Another part of it is, like I said, there would be times I tell some of my friends these dreams that I have, and they thought I was crazy. And they thought I was crazy not because they were trying to be mean to me, but also subconsciously, there's so many people who don't want you to create and achieve all these victories that they feel like they aren't capable of doing. It's almost like a defense mechanism to keep you where you're at so they still feel good about where they are at.
Wow. I'm telling you guys, it's just gold. Like, It's worth $10,000 at a seminar. But yeah, just to touch on a couple things, guys. Again, I've said it plenty of times in my other videos to where think of Henry Ford. You know, he told people, hey, I want to create like an assembly line of cars so it's more affordable for the average person. And people told him he was crazy, he would go broke. But now look, that's how most of our modern cars are. They still run that same assembly line type of design today. And then look at the Wright brothers. They said, hey, we want to fly. We think men are meant to fly, or people are meant to fly. We want to create a plane, and they got called heretics. People wanted to burn them at the stake because they said, what do you mean you're meant to fly? Now look, we get anywhere in the world virtually within 24 hours because of commercial planes, and now we don't even think about it. We see all these planes in the air, but because of that initial design. So whenever you pursue something, I want to tell you guys, get excited if you have someone negative, because it shows that you're on the right path. Because hey, I'm out of this box. This person is trying to keep me down, but that means I'm going to the right place. But just keep going, push through that. Like I said, that glass wall, and your abundance is waiting for you on the other side.
And with the Wright brothers, if you do some research about their background, they started off in a bicycle shop.
Yeah.
They started off with very little resources, and look at what they created. So don't put limitations on yourself, and if somebody else tries to tell you limitations, really, the Wright brothers is a perfect example that they were relentless. They would not give up because they believed in their vision and they believed in their dream, regardless if everyone around them thought they were crazy and wanted to hurt them, right?
Exactly. Awesome. So again, guys, powerful information here. So next question I have for you is, why do you feel it's important for people to be educated, whether you're in school or personal development? Why is it important to get educated?
It's important to get educated, and I just heard this. I'm part of a Toastmasters club at my work. Again, my organization really pours into their employees. And for somebody's speech, the question was asked, is ignorance bliss? And she came from a really small town. And so her standpoint was, ignorance is bliss until you realize you're ignorant.
Wow.
Yes, and I thought that is so true. Yeah. It's so true that, sure, maybe not knowing some things, you feel better, you feel lighter, you may not be worried or stressed about it. But then what happens when whatever it is you didn't know about comes and hits you like a ton of bricks?
Yeah, definitely.
Yes. So I do believe you need to empower yourself with education. And like I said earlier, it's not just go get a college degree. It's gain experiences. Those are lessons, some of the greatest lessons, right? Just educate yourself. Get to know what's going on in the world. Get to know what didn't work, what is working. It will help you be a better problem solver, to think critically, and just to help more people. You can help more people when you know what is going on, when you know different strategies to put in place to reach their goal, or your goal, or a common goal. So yes, and education has taken me from, like I said, working in a restaurant, which if you work in a restaurant, that's fine. My point was I wasn't very good at it. My point was I could barely, it was on a rare occasion I would make $100 a night from waitressing, and I was horrible at it. I really don't understand, because I thought I was being nice, but apparently it wasn't coming across that way. So education helped me go from not even being able to make $100 a night, or on the occasion I did, I was like, yes, like I did it! I finally did it! To where I am now, to where I'm not necessarily worried, and I just know that the opportunities are coming to me, and that they are endless, and that because of my education, I am positioned to be successful, and I am positioned to be taken into consideration, and I am also positioned to go after it. When it presents itself to me, I have the wisdom, the knowledge, and the courage to go after it, and that came from becoming educated.
Awesome, great. Now, besides bringing so much value to my audience here, what do people thank you for the most? What do you get thanked for the most?
And this has changed. This has changed over time.
Okay.
What people thank me for the most now, and I'm so proud of it because it's part of my purpose, is they thank me for being so positive. I go around the office, and if I hear something great is going on, or if I know of an event that's going on in the area, I will go to departments that I never work with, people I never see, and probably will never see if I weren't to get up and go around and talk to people and let them know, this is going on, and if you're interested, I'm going to go, we can meet up. I really extend myself to other people. I also have a letter board at my desk, and I'll change the saying once a week, sometimes twice a week. It'll say things like, let the good vibes flow like water. Just different things like that. I'll write stuff about energy. So I also had on there, the type of energy you attract is the energy you are in harmony with. So I'm always positive at work. Even if there's some big company change that's really rocked our world, I just encourage people, think about it in a positive way. If we don't change, we're going to be one of those companies who disappears, right? Like Blockbuster is the first one that comes to mind. They didn't make changes, and they didn't see it necessary, and they went away. So whenever change comes, I always tell people, let's be positive about it. Let's look at it from a different light. Let's see how it's helping us, helping others, helping our customers. So I get thanked the most for being positive.
That's awesome. And that kind of reminds me of a quote from Bruce Lee, guys. You guys may know it, where he says, be like water. Put water in a cup, you become the cup. Put water in a vase, it becomes a vase. So adapting, just be like water and flow. So I really like that. That's awesome. What is something that you failed at that you don't mind sharing with the audience? Something that, again, you failed at?
Something I failed at, let's see here. I have a hard time forgiving people. And because I have been failing at that, and I am working on it, I'm aware of the problem, I pray about it and meditate on it, is forgiving people is right now my biggest failure, because I see how it is damaging some of the relationships in my life. Because I cannot forgive and let go of certain things. There's many things I do just let roll off of me, and I recognize and realize, you know what, this is not going to matter in 5 days, let alone 5 minutes, right? So those things I can move past, but there are some areas in my life that I need to forgive others, and I haven't yet been able to do that. And because of that, I am reaping those consequences.
And I just want to let you guys know that, again, no matter how successful we are, how happy and abundant we are, we all still have struggles. Again, we're human. We're going to have, to me, I like to think of this like an upward roller coaster, to where you're going up, again, but no one's perfect. You're going to have days where you go down, or things that you need to work on, but as long as you continue to go up, you may go down like this, but you're still elevating it and going up and accelerating. So I want you guys to know that if you fail at something or something you need to work on, it's okay. Just, again, recognize it, and then develop a plan to try and either get better at it, or talk to other people who overcame what you're struggling with, just so you can maybe learn from them and then put that into your own personal plan. But again, it's okay to fail, because the definition of failure is not failing, it's quitting. So just don't ever quit on whatever it is you're pursuing in life. So I just want you guys to remember that.
And to go off of that, I'll even share a little bit of my plan to become better at forgiving people. My mom and I have always had a very rough relationship. There's always heated and hot. It's the type of fire that you don't want to be around. Okay, there's fires that give you life and you love, and you're like, oh, I need that. And there's fires you're like, this is burning, it's hurting me. Like, this fire could kill me. I don't want to be around it. So that's how our relationship has always been, is lots of conflict, lots of disagreements, little tolerance for one another. And I haven't been able to forgive her for a very long time. So something I recently tried is we've gone months and months and months without talking to each other before. So right now, what I'm trying to do is seeing her once every other week, and when we're eating together or having coffee together, I'm so mindful of, okay, you need to forgive her for any disappointment she's ever given you, or any discouragement, or anything that I feel was inappropriate or wrong. Forgive her and treat her as though you have forgiven her. Because I'm also a firm believer that if you forgive somebody, whenever you interact with them, you should treat them kindly, So that's something I'm working for me, it's like baby steps, right? So I recognize this is not healthy, and it actually hurts me a lot harboring in this pain, harboring in this resistance. So I'm trying, baby steps, that's my plan. It's every other week, we'll see each other, and I will really practice my ability to release and let things go.
Awesome.
But it is a struggle, so yes, don't be discouraged. And again, brace yourself for the impact. Brace yourself that you're going to come across failures sometimes. Sometimes they're small, sometimes they're big. But just know at the end of the day, you can always handle it.
Yeah, that's powerful, guys, because think about it where there's again, you guys know I live by a lot of quotes. There's a quote that says it's easier to do the wrong thing and harder to do the right thing. And think about it in a situation where it's easy to not forgive someone. It's harder to forgive someone, which is the right thing. Or if someone makes you angry, it's easier to just punch them in the face versus like walking away or just not letting it go. So again, when you guys look at it that perspective, it's easier to do the wrong thing and harder to do the right thing. Whenever you have a choice to make and it feels harder to do it, may be the right thing. You want to kind of look at your personal situation, but just keep that in your mind as well. And next question I have for you. So if you, let's say you got hold of a time machine, you were able to go back in time and see like a younger version of yourself, what is something that you would tell yourself that you know now that you didn't know before?
Something I would tell myself.
Yeah, a younger version of yourself. What would you tell a younger version of yourself? If anything, maybe it's nothing, but that you know now that you wish you knew when you were maybe 5, 10 years younger.
Mm-hmm. I would tell myself to really nurture those relationships that feed your spirit. Really take care of those relationships. I found myself, like I said, hanging out with a lot of the wrong people, and all the right people, I gave them very little attention. The greatest example I can think of is my dad. He'd love to go to the movies, and I would always come up with an excuse as to why I couldn't go. And like I said, he was my biggest cheerleader, and even through all the mistakes I made and through all the different occasions I would yell at him for really no reason, just because I was being crazy and bratty at the time, I wouldn't nurture that relationship the same way I was pouring into these toxic relationships. That is what I would tell myself. Even some friendships that I had where the person truly was a light and they wanted to be a light. Instead of hanging around that light so that I could shine, I was hanging out in darkness. So if I could go back in time and tell myself something or teach myself, my younger self, anything, it would be to really nurture those relationships that are light. Don't stay in the darkness. It's to go around people who lift you up. Go around people who believe in you.
Awesome. That's powerful, guys. And this may even be the same, but if you were to be able to give one piece of advice or word of wisdom to the audience, what is something else, a word of advice that you would give the audience listening today?
Mm-hmm. My advice is slightly different for the audience, and that would be never stop trying. Never stop trying. Times are going to get hard. Times are going to get rough. I'll give another example. I said when I was going to Arizona State University, ASU, my dad passed away. That was extremely difficult. And I just remember thinking, like, okay, this is my heart capacity. Mm-hmm. My heart has reached capacity for heartbreak and disappointment. Got through it. So I was like, oh, thank you, God, that I got through that. I knew you'd get me through it. Mm-hmm. I'm so glad that's over. Now I never have to go through that again. So I'm working on a designation. It's called CPCU. If you work in insurance, you'll be familiar with it. But it's basically 8 exams. They're all multiple choice. It's all self-study. And I'm going through that. While I'm going through the 3rd exam, one of my very dear friends went into a coma. She was having seizures, went into a coma. It was extremely terrifying for me. I would spend nights at the hospital. I'd go there after work, just so worried, so extremely worried. And at the same time, I realized my brother became homeless because, like many Americans, opioids had taken over his life, and he had become homeless. So there'd be times I was at the hospital praying for my friend, praying with her family, just sitting there quiet because we couldn't make a lot of noise. They were scared it would affect her brain activity. So sitting there in silence, just being heartbroken, or if we were speaking, like I said, we were just praying quietly. I'd be doing that, or I'd be driving up and down some of the worst streets in Phoenix, trying to find my brother, to find out how I can help him, like, hey, do you want some food? Please call our mom. Please stop doing this. While I was studying for an exam, while still working full time, and still trying to reach my goals and make something of myself. And I remember thinking, like, I thought that I was done doing this. I thought I did it already. Like, and then I'd snap out of it. I'd snap out of it and just think, okay, if I can get through this, then I've proven myself yet again that I have an even larger capacity. My threshold is higher than I thought. I am greater than I ever thought. And the result was I passed my exam, which is great and wonderful. Yes. So that the result was my friend is doing better. She's in a wheelchair right now, but she's learning how to walk, and I am faithfully believing that she will. My brother has been clean now for a couple months, and I'm believing that that is going to last. I'm just believing that's going to last. Addiction is really, really hard, not just for the addict, but for everybody around the person who is addicted to whatever it may be. So my message would be keep pushing through it, and know that you can do it. Whatever that may be. If that's, you're going to school right now, and you're thinking maybe you're doing too much, like, just keep pushing through, you can do it. Rather, it's you're in a relationship, and it's becoming really tough, and you feel like it's failing. Keep pushing through it, take the necessary steps, go to therapy, do whatever it may take. If you've become stagnant in your professional life, keep pushing through, look for the next opportunity. Know that there's always something greater waiting for you.
Wow, thank you.
There's always something greater waiting for you.
So guys, aren't you glad that we interviewed Gabby today?
And then also, as a bonus message.
Oh, bonus, guys. It's a bonus.
Yes, a bonus free of charge is the power of belief, of manifesting. And this is actually new to me. So I've been pretty involved with my church over the past couple years, especially after losing my dad. I got really, really committed to going on a regular basis and really committed to knowing the Word, and I have a very strong prayer life. And the thought of you can manifest your destiny, I would resist it a little bit. And I would be like, no, my destiny comes from God and God alone. And I just resisted the different idea, but what I've really discovered is that it's really all one and the same. There's many passages in the Bible that say, believe it and it'll be yours. Ask God for it and He will give it to you. And I really started to realize, even different religions, that all of them encompass that. All of them encompass, believe it will be yours and it will happen. That you can bring that into your life if you ask for it. And if you ask for it with your whole heart. So how we met, I started a book club at Allstate because I'm very passionate, like I said, about helping people. I'm passionate about building connections. So I started a book club there. And 3 books that the club can vote on. The book I really wanted to read, barely anybody voted for it. I was like, dang it, I really want that book. So you know what, I'm going to just buy it anyways. So I buy the book and I start reading it. And I have never tried to find any type of groups or clubs outside of my immediate organization, so either work or school. But I was like, you know, I'm just going to see what's out there. I'm going to see what's in the area. And there was a book club for this book that I had been dying to read that nobody wanted to read with me. And so I was like, oh my gosh, like I manifested this. This is something I so wanted to read and talk with about people that it came to me. It was drawn to me. And then something else I manifested, this I'm extremely proud of because I'm passionate about education, is a scholarship. So on my LinkedIn, I'm scrolling, and I see a business analyst certificate program scholarship. And I thought, oh, I could totally do that. I webinar, excuse me, and they want a certain amount of experience. They're asking for SAT scores and GRE scores, and I've never taken any of those exams. They want you to submit your transcript, your undergrad transcript. So my GPA was a 3.06, so that would be considered not very competitive. And I was like, well, dang, I don't really have a lot of those things that they're looking for, but I just watched that webinar, and I feel even more so that I'm perfect for this. Now I really believe it, regardless of what they say. So I go ahead and apply anyways. And I write my short response, submit my resume, submit my transcript, my unofficial transcripts. I go through the first interview, killed it. I killed it. And I was making everybody that was around me ask me interview questions on the spot, right? I'd tell my friends, I called my sister, I'd go up to people's desks and be like, hey, you know what, I'm interviewing for a scholarship, if you could just ask me like a common interview question, and I'll tell you right now. And they would do it, they'd give me some really good feedback, and I'd make whatever adjustments I needed to make. So the first interview, killed it, and I hung up just knowing it went so well. The recruiter told me, I'm pushing you to the next round, I'm so impressed with your communication skills. So I hung up, like, do my happy dance. Then I get pushed to the second interview, and I'm doing my thing. I feel confident. You can hear it in the vibration of my voice that I'm so excited and I'm so passionate about business and digital enablement. But on the other end of the line, I wasn't getting any of that excitement back, and it was nothing like the first interview at all. You could say the first interview felt very warm and it felt like a conversation was flowing, but the second interview was very just like cold feeling. It was like I was pulling teeth trying to get her to talk to me. That's how it felt, and I hung up thinking like, well gosh, that didn't go very well. And I'm pretty decent at interviewing, and I'm pretty good at reading people, even if it's through the phone. I was like, but you know what, I'm still believing that this is mine. I'm still believing that this is mine. And when I said it didn't go well, I asked her a question, like, well, yeah, I have a question for you. Can you tell me about X, Y, Z, and why the company or program stands out to you? What makes it special for you? And her response was, well, when we say we're going to do something, we do it. And then just silence. And I was like, well, this is extremely awkward. This is not normally.
Caught her off guard.
I was like, this is not normally how an interview goes. Like I said, it feel like a conversation if it's a good interview. So I hung up and really felt like, okay, I know I want this. I believe I can have it, and that's kind of scaring me. And I recognized I was starting to feel fear, and I just shut it down. I was like, you know what? I don't care if she likes me or not, because I know in my heart, this is for me. This is for me. I got the scholarship, and I actually started classes on Monday. So that's just something else I manifested, where you could say the odds were against me. Like, I didn't have the requirements, and one of the interviews went poorly, but I truly believed that this was meant for me, and I know it's in line with my purpose, and I manifested it.
Yeah, I totally believe that. And then, kind of going back to what you were saying regarding the book club, you wanted to read the book at work, and they didn't want to read it. And then I said, okay, let me just find a random group to see if they have it, and they had the book that you wanted to read.
The exact book, and I was like, what are the odds of that? And the time worked out well, the times that we meet, like not just the time, but like the day that it's set for, and through that, I've grown so much. I've only attended 3 of the sessions, but I led the last one, so I'm improving
great job there.
I'm improving on my leadership skills. I'm getting to know great people. I'm building my network. People can pour into me as well as I can pour into them. Like, we all have a cup, and my cup right now is spilling over. And because it's so full, I can pour into other people.
That's awesome. And kind of, guys, just to kind of piggyback off of what Gabby was saying, if you guys ever read the book Think and Grow Rich, I do have a video where I recommended that book. I kind of did a quick book review on Think and Grow Rich, so if you want to watch that video, go ahead. But one of the most powerful things that Napoleon Hill said after his journey of interviewing 500 of the most successful people during that time of 1929, he said, whatever the mind can conceive and believe, the mind can achieve. So just remember that, the Bible, asking you shall receive. It's
Yes.
manifestation is definitely a real thing. It's not just some hokey pokey things because science can't necessarily prove it, which, maybe they can in a few years, but again, the universe, I say the universe powered by God. You guys hear me say that. So when you speak to the universe, you're speaking to God too, because God created everything in the universe, so it's all in one. But again, you can manifest what you want, so just keep that in mind.
And for those who do want to throw science like back at me, for example, there's this one example. It's a scientific experiment, and the doctor's name is, I'm blanking on it right now, but there's these water samples he has.
Yeah.
And he would speak to the water, either a positive affirmation or something like, I hate you, and I don't need you, and you're ugly, whatever it was. So
Play
there's
good music and then like
Yeah.
death metal type music as well, something like negative vibrational
Yeah.
music.
And he'd freeze it, and then when he zoomed in on the ice crystals, the water that had all the positivity and the positive affirmations, it was symmetrical. It looked like a beautiful snowflake. Like symmetry is really where I want to hone in here, because whenever you looked at the water with all the negativity around it, being spoken to it, it was not symmetrical. It had no beautiful pattern, no
Jagged
pattern at all.
edges, sharp jagged edges, yeah.
Yeah.
That's,
So whenever people tell you like, oh, positive thinking is all fluffy and whatever it is, it's like there's actual experiments that can be repeated, right? A good experiment can be repeated and get the same, if not very, very close results. So I always tell people that, and somebody at work who would be like, oh, there goes Gabby manifesting again. She was trying to sell a house and it wasn't selling, and I kept trying to tell her, it's not selling because you believe it's not going to sell. I was like, start believing it's going to sell, but also start believing whoever's going to buy it, it's the perfect home for them. That you are doing them a great favor because you have made available the perfect home for them. She just texted me today saying someone is putting in an offer.
Wow.
And I'm like, you have all the power within you. You have all the power within you. And if you go to a situation thinking it's not going to happen, guess what? It's not going to happen.
Yep.
So, yes, power of your thoughts. It's not hocus pocus. You can manifest anything you want in your life as long as you truly believe it and truly put in effort towards it.
That's true, and guys, just kind of go back to that too. Again, remember I made the video called Your Subconscious Mind is like your personal genie, so use it wisely. So again, and that can go for both ways, good or bad. So whatever you think and dwell upon, and you manifest good or bad, it's going to attract to you what you think. So again, just keep it to the positive and take out the negative and just attract positive and abundance into your life and not negativity or anything negative. So just keep that in mind too. Whatever you think good or bad will come into your life. So just be positive. And the most important question I have for you, Gabby, is how can people connect with you if they want to connect with you? How can they find you?
I'm so glad you asked this because this is a new adventure for me. I did a lot of soul searching the beginning of the year up till now, and I'm like, I know I want to help people. I know I'm so passionate about it, and I also know I love going to events. I go to professional events as well as personal growth events and conferences, and I thought, I want to have my own events one day. And I was like, well, in order to do that, I'm like, who am I? Why would anybody come to an event that I'm hosting in the future? So I just rebranded my Instagram as feminine.grit. So at feminine.grit. Grit is Grit. And then I just created a Twitter, and it's feminine grit. Yes.
And I will have those links, those direct links in the description, guys. So you just click on it, it'll take you straight to her. In case you can't write it down right now, or how do I spell this or that? It's going to be in the description. Just click on the links, connect directly with Gabby, and check her stuff out and support her. Like follow her on Twitter and Instagram, and just comment and give her your feedback.
And I do also just want to throw out there, I was at church today, and there was a young girl sitting in front of me who was extremely emotional. And it could be because she's overwhelmed with gratitude. It could be because she's overwhelmed with some sort of pain and suffering. But before I left, I just made sure to pray for her. And I asked her, and I normally don't reach out to people and do that, but something in me was like, this little girl needs to know people are praying for her and that she's so loved and so cared follow my page or pages. I'm so passionate about praying for others. Message me. You don't even have to tell me exactly what's going on. You can be like, hey, I want someone to pray for me. And I will do that. I will respond with a prayer. I'll respond and letting you know what I'm asking God for, what I'm asking the universe for to do for you.
Awesome, great. Well, I want to thank you for your time and letting me speak to you today. I got great information. I learned a lot myself, and so I just want to thank you for coming on my channel and speaking to the audience and speaking life into people so they can just better their lives.
It has been an honor. Thank you so much.
All right, great, guys. So again, great with Planet Green Zen, guys, and you have a good day.
Wow, guys, that was amazing. So I just interviewed Gabby. I learned a lot. That was very inspirational for me. So hopefully you guys got some value out of this and you can start applying what she told you into your life so you can just accomplish what you want. And then, like I always say, each one teach one. So once you get to where you need to be, you go back out and reach someone else, inspire someone else, speak life to someone else, just so they can also get to where they need to be. Then they can actually help somebody else out as well, okay? Alrighty, guys. Well, again, that's it for this episode. Again, if you guys like this content, please share with people in your community, your tribe who needs to hear these messages and this information. Just so, again, they can break out of that mundane type of mindset that prison, what imprisons our minds from accomplishing greatness. And again, comment below, let me know your feedback. What else would you like me to cover in interviews or just different topics? And subscribe to this channel, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Thank you.